fantastic when it happened. But again, not overnight. So I lost the plot. What was I saying?
You came from the world before internet. So
Yeah,
what
but
did you
before
like?
that,
Yeah.
before that.
Oh, before that? Well, I asked you like, did you invest crypto or did you invest any
Okay.
other type of crypto, NFT, cryptos, or even
Yes, I did.
shitcoins? Did you believe in shitcoin?
No shit. No,
Oh, no shitcoin. Okay.
no
Only
shitcoins,
the
no.
coin is more legit. How about stable coins?
No, I mean, stable
Or
coins
only
aren't really.
Bitcoin or Ethereum, like already like.
Actually, I own mostly Ethereum. Most of my portfolio is Ethereum.
Okay.
Among many different reasons is it has great utility. And that's not something I saw in Bitcoin. What I saw in Bitcoin was just, we actually popularized it once Satoshi figured out the double spend program. But development of internet money had been there since the 90s. There are two other people, I won't cite them at the moment, but because I can't remember their names, that started trying to create this. But it wasn't, until Satoshi, I guess things leading up to Satoshi, eventually Vitalik Buterin for Ethereum. But I looked at Bitcoin and I said, okay, you made this up. Okay, that's nice. Well, how does it get a market? And like any other fiat currency is based somewhat on the belief you and I can exchange goods and services, and we are providing each other immediate notes of value about that. So now in Ethereum, I found utility, I found a store of value. These are the things that make up not a stable currency, but a legitimate currency. It has to have certain attributes. So I saw it meeting with Ethereum, not with Bitcoin. So at the time, in 2009, when I was told about it, and I was told that I could make a lot of money, I gotta be honest, I didn't drop everything that I was doing in my business and then go over and start researching it furiously. I said, very nice. I'm really busy on this other stuff. I would love to know more, but I'm not going to seek out more information because just based on that concept, I don't understand where the value comes from other than people. And remember, money is just not determined, the value of it's not determined just by people, economics and such and financial stuff. So I passed on it and I was happy to pass on it. I don't say I don't have a few regrets now and then, but that's minimal. Mostly it's a degree
So
of
where
like,
did you find your people token?
So
Exchange place like a Coinbase or the other?
Wait, well, hold on. Before we jump that far forward, I just want to finish what I'm saying about it. Actually had somebody walk into our computer service store, and this person did begin right at the very start in 2009. He was actually a customer, and he had been to the store a few times in the last year for just like repair on his MacBook. And he said to me, we just got to talking because, he's an entrepreneur too. And he just kind of said to me, Jeff, I'm starting this other business. Would you be interested in hearing more about it? And I just went like knee-jerk reaction. I was like, no, I've heard it. It's just not something I'm interested in. Kind of let's get back to business, if we can. Well, anyway, he turned out to be one of the early investors in Bitcoin, and then got featured on Forbes. 10 best upcoming, and suddenly he found himself a multimillionaire and started a company, basically an exchange, an early exchange. And then, long story short, got busted for defrauding along in conjunction collusion with the Silk Road. And the Silk Road, was underground dark
Well,
web
it was a
for
how
drugs and
when you made this.
2000. This is later in 2009. I heard about Bitcoin in early 2009. This is later in 2009 because this individual was so impressed that he had to buy thousands of these. And I was just like, one of the reasons, I'm seeing, he's telling me he did this, and I'm like, wow, not only do I think it's not a great project because maybe I don't have the vision or just wasn't informed because I didn't have the time, I wanted to do this other thing, that he just went all in. But the upshot of the story is that he ended up in jail for a year because he had aided the Silk Road. So I said, years later, I said, I'm really glad I didn't go into business with this guy. Because I might have ended up in jail for all I know, but he's out, and he's trying to kind of revive his Bitcoin status, but I don't know. I've spoken to him literally once over the past year because I wanted to check if certain emails were still valid in our database. So we had a check, just a ping, it said yes, and I usually just reach out to customers once in a while like that. And I reached out to him and I basically said, are you still involved in Bitcoin? And just got no answer after that. Thinking in my head, lawyers told him to not discuss Bitcoin ever again publicly, including email, telephone calls. I don't know. That was my kind of fictionalized account of it. I could be wrong.
Okay.
So I didn't get into it until much later, and much like, a lot of people who were hearing of NFTs, I too caught that news. I read the news daily, so I caught that news, and they, I looked at it, and again, not impressed with it, but maybe I'm slower and I take more time to look at things now. I have the patience to actually read 401k prospectus, which is insane, but I can do it, but I like to slow that down and get into it. Yeah, I looked at it and said, okay, this looks like to me like an auction, eBay style auction for art. But I understand that the artists are getting more of their money because of the way it's set up as a decentralized exchange. So I was kind of on the fence about it. I said,
now it's not like a decentralized anymore. All the marketplace, they actually centralize.
It's a Web 2 idea. There's no doubt about it. And I think we'll see. I think we'll see a Web 3 iteration of it the way it's supposed to be, because it's adopting blockchain. It's not really built up from the ground like that. But I said, okay, how are people paying for NFTs then? Fully expecting to be fiat money. Well, they're paying in Ethereum. I said, Ethereum, I remember that. That came out after Bitcoin. I took one look at it back then and I said, oh, there are applications known as dApps. And those dApps are applications that run on top of Ethereum. So they must adhere to the architecture of it. And I started realizing that, okay, this is growing, but I still am not going to pay time. I can't spend time on it, especially at that point, because I'd started attending a Goldman Sachs program called 10KSB. So now, I get myself tapped out. I have to limit, right? How many projects? I said, oh, let me look at Ethereum again. now. And that's how I started acquiring, investing up to the moment of Constitution DAO.
Mm. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. So what is your any suggestion or any point that we have a couple minutes left, because I use these the Zoom meeting I use is only allow 45 minutes for regular meeting. Otherwise, I'm not in the
Sure.
paid version. Any points or any comment, anything you like to share right now? Think about like especially now is the end of year 2021. That what is your expectation for the crypto? Because you already say that you're going to do more crypto next year, 2022.
You mean my ID on Twitter?
Yeah, or your future plan.
Well, no, I'm going to do more. But to answer your first question, 2022, in my opinion, will be the year of the DAO.
Yeah.
It's been demonstrated through not just Constitution DAO. There are other DAOs, which are organizations that are completely online, that are interested in solving problems, perhaps that larger entities such as the government can't focus on, you know, things that happen at a local level. Constitution DAO was a very local level event. It was literally inside a building at an auction. So, but they could be local, they could be regional, you know, they could be statewide, they could be countrywide, they could be worldwide. DAOs are a seemingly more efficient way to run an organization. So I think DAOs will be at the forefront.
And even better than forming a corporation.
Yes, yes. I'm sure our current oligarchy will want to regulate laws surrounding DAOs as well, once they realize that there's kind of like a proliferation, perhaps unstoppable number of DAOs that people are creating for all sorts of reasons. And now we have a subculture, but do you see what's happening? Subculture. Now let's subculture to the third power, fourth power. This is going to be every year for the foreseeable future. And anybody's going to be able to quickly start a DAO and be able to have the financials, the treasury and such, if there is one, handled. It'll be transparent as building a website, doing a Zoom call. I don't know what the time horizon is, but it's definitely starting next year, I believe.
Oh yeah, I have one more question. It's about like I was asking which exchange place or the coin trackers that you can track all your crypto.
Well, for investing, I use mostly Coinbase Pro, and I would suggest going to the Pro. It doesn't cost you anything more, but you pay less trading fees, gas fees, Ethereum gas fees, and other fees. For tracking, like,
how did you track
books.
people's token? People token.
Okay. I thought you were getting into an accounting question about tracking it, because it's hard. There are a lot of transactions.
Okay, because
but I tend to like
Coinbase exchange place.
Right.
So did you track in the other exchange place?
Oh, I'm sorry. So I think your original question was just about tracking prices.
Right.
Right. Okay. My bad. I usually use Gecko because I like their Gecko, like,
Gecko.
like Geico's Gecko.
Gecko, G-I-C-O, yeah, okay, coin Gecko, okay. The other Gecko.
It works. It works.
Okay.
It's a super simple interface if you're just getting started. There are more complex ones after that, such as I believe CoinTracker.io. I think that's maybe your. I think it's .io. And then on kind of like the more complicated side, there's something called Crypto Rank, R-A-N-K.
Okay.
And Crypto Rank, you can dig in for
Okay.
for fundamentals
Oh,
on those sites.
I really
in that
appreciate
order.
you gave me the really good information. So I have to end not the recording now. So we have about 45 minutes, and I have to make this disclaimer for us. You know, this episode is only personal experience, not financial advice, not legal advice. Everything we say is just for educational and purpose, and not any advice. Okay, and
Not
also,
only do I concur,
yeah,
and also if you've derived entertainment,
for also
remember
for
this
entertainment.
is not meant to be entertainment advice.
Yeah,
Either.
yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, Jeff. I really appreciate that you was in my the show in Williamsburg Hotel. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it was my pleasure. And you really had an amazing number of artists that were hands-on curated by you. I was told that's how you find your artists. And I think my only regret, and it's minor, is that I didn't get to talk to more artists.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't get to actually see the art, just because I was so caught up in talking with the artists, because I love artists and being in a room with artists, because I'm also an artist before I became what seems to be a
you know what,
business
you should
guy.
join our next salon. Maybe you can present your art if you want.
Well, if people want to read it, they can. But I mean, my art was my background is in filmmaking, writing screenplays. I wrote direct a stage play,
Yes.
stuff like that. But that was really a long time ago.
Okay.
Supporting your family is not a great idea for the arts. I'm always thrilled when I hear that people can make a living from it, though.
Okay, so thank you so much. So I think it's about it, and I wish you a happy New Year's. I'm very exciting that we finally make it.
Yes.
So yeah, let's maybe perhaps we can schedule another talk.
Oh, absolutely. It would be my pleasure.